Welcome to the double intro. We're back, baby. We're live. Welcome back to the guys of Texas. Texas handles Vanderbilt 34-31. We'll get to the game in just a second. But first, make sure, if you haven't yet, go to laststandhats.com. Use promo code THEGUYS for 20% off your purchase. They're always putting new hats on. Go to laststandhats.com. Use promo code THEGUYS for 20% off. Boys, it was very nice to be back in DKR, getting rowdy and loud. We held it down in the corner of the end zone, met some new people, met Matt, a couple other people that were there, had a great time. I have no voice still, but yeah, Jono and I ended up going to the game, had a blast. What are your initial thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I wanted to hear what the vibe was not being there. It looked, watching the start of the game, it seemed electric, so I'm curious what it was like.
So, Jono has had a complaint, and Jono, I'll let you talk about your complaint and how it was fixed this week.
Yeah, we've had some time in between home games, obviously. So one of my main complaints earlier on this year of the podcast is we would start the Texas Fight chant right at the same time that the opposing team was running out. So you had the mixed, you had people wanting to boo, and then other people wanted to continue the Texas Fight. Well, now they let the other team run out. You can boo them, and then following that, maybe 30 seconds to a minute after, then they got out there and started the Texas Fight chants, which was cool because then everybody got into it, right? You had everybody on their feet booing Vanderbilt coming in, and then immediately started the Texas Fight, and it was rocking, whenever the captains went to midfield for the Texas Fight. So I was a little worried coming into the game with Halloween being the night before. When we got in the stadium, we got in as they were singing The Eyes of Texas. So we got in pretty late into the stadium for us. But looking over the student section, it wasn't completely full. When I looked over, I was like, oh, crap. I wonder if, people are just hungover now.
Well, I think part of it,
kickoff, man, it filled up by kickoff, though.
I think part of it was twofold. I think part of it was Halloween. Everyone was out partying and everything the night before. And then also, this is the first big game we've had at DKR. And so everyone was used to just showing up right before game time. And it took us like 15 minutes from the bottom of the stairs. The line was at the bottom of the stairs at gate 1. And it took us a hot minute just to even get in the stadium. So we were there early. Yeah. It just took a long time to get in the stadium. And I think that was, like, I saw tweets of people getting pissed off. Like, why isn't the stadium full? Like, well, we're here. We're just trying to get in there. But the ironic part is that the Texas Fight did not get sabotaged by the booing, but they were honoring some couple down on the field at the exact time. They show the video. I'm looking at the video, and all I hear is just boos. And I'm like, who are these people? Why do they hate them so much? And then I turn around and look. I was like, I see why. Yeah. Good timing on the Texas Fight. Horrible timing on recognizing those people on the field because no one had any idea what was going on at that point. But yeah, overall, even the fourth quarter, when fourth quarter hit, so first for the pregame, Texas runs out, and all of a sudden the skies open up, and here's the sun just shining down on God's football team. I said it. I don't care. It was perfect. Like it was a cool intro. Like the sun pops out, but then fourth quarter rolls around, and pretty much was a night game. It was dark in that stadium. The clouds and everything covered up the sun. So we got a cool little vibe there. I'm all in on the new song for the fourth quarter. Django Walker, he's changed it for the SEC teams, talking trash about Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to be blaring that in Georgia in 2 weeks. So yeah, get ready, boys, because we're going to be playing that a lot. But I did like the show that they had for that, and also I didn't think about it until it actually started happening. we haven't been able to scream "OU sucks" after the Red River game yet, and so being able to do that multiple times in that game, there was an extra oomph to that from everybody in DKR. You could feel it. There was definitely a lot of emotion in the "OU sucks" chant during Texas fight. So overall, DKR did show up. They were loud for, most of the game. There were times where I'm like, okay, like they'd get a first down and then everyone would quiet down. But overall, I was happy with DKR, the way they showed up, as loud as they were. Bro, the first play of the game, rowdy, like we're jumping around, the fumble recovery, rowdy. Like I was like, well, we're going to win by 100 at this point, so let's just keep it rolling. Now in the back of my mind was, okay, Mississippi State felt the same thing last week, so we got to keep the pedal to the metal here. We need 4 quarters. We talked about it on Thursday. You need 4 quarters, and that's on both sides of the football here. So yeah, overall experience at DKR, great work from everybody. Thoroughly enjoyed the experience. We didn't miss you at the football game. You would have, you would have had a blast.
Yeah. I'm already struggling with my voice for some reason this morning. I can't imagine after being there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like probably second quarter, I'm like, I'm already losing it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be loud the entire game, but we stuck it through. I'll talk about after the game real quick, because after the game, went to go see the Beach Boys. What a weird experience, dude. Like, yeah, they were in concert. Whoever is still alive for the Beach Boys, that was the post game concert was the Beach Boys. Weird vibes. Weird vibes.
Wait,
it was
at
DKO. Longhorn City Limits was the Beach Boys. Now half of them are dead,
What?
but yes.
Okay.
It was weird. Buddy the Bulldog, congrats on the win. Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Ohio State. Play somebody that actually plays football, please. Please play anybody that plays
Yeah,
football.
y'all were struggling with Penn State. there
Yeah,
for a minute.
yeah. I mean, they don't even have a coach. But yeah, it was
a common theme though. Georgia and Florida, they were struggling too.
Yeah. I mean,
You lose your coach and you become relevant again. all of a
that's
sudden.
correct. But the Beach Boys was a weird vibe, and then I decided to go do TikTok Live after the game, walking back to the truck, and somehow walked right into the middle of all of the Vanderbilt fans, which I didn't know it at the time. I saw the head coach like right next to him. I literally tried to go up and be like, "Hey, good game," and he turned around and walked away right as I'm walking towards him. But then I rewatched the live, and I'm literally standing right next to Pavia's brother, who went viral for being a piece of trash in the stadium, and also Pavia's mom was there. Didn't say anything to her. I wish I would have seen the video that I saw from the night before, where they had this horns down chain that they were showing on the field. Would have asked Diego Pavia's brother about that one. Be like, do you regret talking trash so much before this football game? Would have asked Diego's mom how it felt for Texas to now be in a relationship with her, because Texas is Diego Pavia's new daddy. So yeah, wanted to ask those questions if I would have realized that's who it was. However, didn't happen. I stood there for like 10 minutes waiting for them to leave and gave them all horns up and got some mean mugs from the players. And I hope Colby Taylor, number 3 on defense for them, actually saw that, because that clown, what you didn't see, Seth, is that clown for the Mosley touchdown that got called back after they're down. What were they down? 20 points at that point?
The pass interference.
The full-on grab, shirt, jersey grab, everything. That clown is literally midfield talking trash to the Longhorn sideline, giving him a sword as the scoreboard just reflects a terrible ball game. It was the wildest freak out I've ever seen. So Colby Taylor, don't worry, we're going to find you on social media and we'll become commenting over there. So that's kind of like the overall outside the game that we got. Does anyone have anything else to add outside the game before we get into the game?
Shout out to the second deck there. I feel like we had a squad around us, which is nice. We were able to scream, and there was a handful of guys in that section that were like right there with us. Every time we scream, they scream. So I feel like we had that little platform rocking.
Oh yeah, that's now the guys at Texas Corner, the unofficial, not sponsored, nothing, but yes.
Where were y'all?
In the basically the same side, just two deck, or just another deck lower.
The middle deck. Yeah, the middle deck.
Yeah.
The one that's a little bit smaller, and then that one below is some kind of, you have to have some kind of VIP,
some special ticket,
VIP entrance or something. So
yeah, A&M is going to be tough. We're going to have to get there early for A&M.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll stroll in late.
Okay, all right.
No, I won't. I'm just.
John, did you have anything else from the game?
No, just from talking about like the build up to it, and then talking about the fourth quarter. I was happy with DKR, man. I feel like the fans were engaged the whole game, which was cool to see. This is the first big game we've had at home in a long time, so you could definitely feel the buzz. I haven't felt the stadium like that probably since Clemson.
Yeah.
The playoff game last year. That's probably the thing I could probably compare it to. It had a fun buzz to it. Had a playoff buzz to it for sure.
How was everybody before going to the stadium? Like out the tailgate, where people it was an early game.
It's 11 a.m. Yeah, it was
lethargic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It just was like we went live at 9. It started at 9:30. It started to pick up a little bit, but it was just kind of happy-go-lucky, like just, hey, we're at the stadium. And once you hit the gates, it was like, okay, now it's time to turn it on. But yeah, it was not a huge vibe. Not many Vandy fans. There was the one section in the corner across from us. That one little section was Vandy fans. Overall, they were like, I didn't really have any interactions with them, but they seemed tame and chill, minus Jackson Mahomes. But other than that, everyone else seemed pretty cool. So, but yeah, that was the vibe. So now let's get to the game. Boys, Texas, I put it on the thumbnail. If you don't know who that is, that's Henry Rowengardner with Arch's face on it. Henry Rowengardner tripped on a baseball, broke his arm, went into a cast, and 12 years old, I think is how old he was. And then all of a sudden gets the cast off, slaps the doctor's nose, funky butt loving comes out of his mouth, and then all of a sudden this kid's getting signed by the Chicago Cubs throwing 100 miles an hour, the stinky cheese. So same thing happened with Arch. Guy gets a little concussion in Mississippi State, knocks a couple screws loose. Now, before that, Arch had already had it click a little bit, and so Arch gets a little concussion. I wasn't going to make this comparison, but Arch in the post-game conference decided to make that joke, so therefore we were going to roll with it. So yeah, got a couple screws knocked around, and now he wasn't throwing the deep ball as much, but he screened past them to death and allowed the wide receivers and everybody to make the plays that they needed to against this Vanderbilt defense. So that's why he's on there. New Arch Rowengardner Manning is now here to stay. So what were your guys' thoughts on the game from watching it from your perspective?
Watch Rookie of the Year now.
Yeah. Have you not seen it? Have you never seen Rookie?
I haven't seen it forever.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
It's my watch list right now.
Yeah, funky butt loving has always been a go-to quote of mine. So, hot ice also. Hot ice, you melt the ice cubes from the weird pitching coach on that team. So, yeah, love that movie. Great movie. Huge callback to 1995. Huge callback.
Yeah, classic.
All right, so to the game. What did you guys pick up from the game?
Offense has found its mojo, man. How long can the screen pass keep working? I don't know, but I love it. They figured something out, which has been the biggest frustration. Is like Sark's identity is all about being this play caller, and we couldn't get anything rolling. And now it's 2 games in a row, or a game and a half of showing that the offense actually has life to it. So I was super excited, like I said, it was hit and miss. I was watching 10 minutes here, watching 20 minutes there. But the whole time, dude, I was just amped. It was really awesome to see, and the defense was turned up, man. Colin Simmons, finally, I had a lot of complaints about him the first couple games about, dude, this is supposed to be this phenomenal player, but he's living up to it now. I saw this morning, Texas officially leading the country in sacks right now. So our defense is cranking.
6 sacks on the game. 6 sacks on the game for the defense.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, going into the game, I wish I would have seen that clip of Arch in the tunnel before he ran out, where he was like, we're back in the crib. Arch had a little pep in his step yesterday, man. It was fun to see. I don't think I've seen that level of Arch this year yet. This was the Arch we saw last year come in, where he had a little pep to him. He was on the sideline, he was talking during the game. it was cool to see. It looked like he got his confidence underneath him. So, and then obviously the receivers helping him out immensely, dude. The yards after catch, I think they said it was like 250 or something like that, yards after catch. I mean, just incredible job by the whole cast, man. It wasn't just one guy. I mean, if you go back and look at the extended highlights, man, it was everybody making a guy miss in the open field to get more yards. So it was a bummer that Wingo, had the sounded like it was some kind of finger dislocated thumb. So
I was wondering if there was an update on that yet.
I haven't really seen a whole lot today from it, but yeah. And then the first half, man, the defense just insane. Colin Simmons was a wrecker that game. Burke was just going nuts too. Trey Moore. I mean, our D-line was going crazy, but on the back end, man, that secondary really gave up a lot there in that second half, and we really got exposed again with that quick tempo. It's worrisome because I feel like if teams are looking at that, scouting that, whenever you speed up on this defense and our D-line can't get to you, the backside is giving up some pretty big plays. We saw those busted coverages. So there was some things that, were obviously disappointing on the defensive side, but that first half defense, man, was nuts. They were all over the place.
Yeah, a couple things on that specifically. So number one, I didn't realize McDonald went out of the game. He was out in the first half, so he was completely gone there. So therefore, had to have more guys fill in. Jonah Williams got a tackle in the second half, so even Jonah Williams was playing in the secondary there. As far as that fourth quarter goes, I mean, in my opinion, and this was like live reaction for me, was okay, we're just bleeding this clock. Because Vanderbilt, we talked about it the whole time, and I think that's why they lost this football game at the end of the day, is because they're just slow. They run everything so slow that if you could speed it up a little bit, they'd be okay. But they don't want to do that because they know their defense is going to get worn out and they're going to get into an offensive sling out. But if they would have hurried up, like even into the third quarter, like late or early fourth quarter, they were still playing so slow. And if they would have sped it up a little bit, it would have been fine. So in my opinion, Sark was just like, fine, you want the middle of the field, especially late. He's like, fine, you want the middle of the field, here you go. Like, especially that last score was okay. If they score here, what do they got to get an onside kick? Now that onside kick, you're gonna need Livingstone to be in the on the practice field catching little grounders for the rest of the week up until at least the bye week, because that was unacceptable to be the hands guy. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, okay, that this shouldn't even come down to that. We'll be just fine. Like, just let them run in the middle of the field like they were doing the whole game, and it'll be fine. Now, that fourth quarter, we'll talk about the score. Like, let's be real here. Texas handled this football game for 3.5 quarters, and then the rest decided in the fourth quarter that they just want to try and take this over. How do you make that play, that call, and not reverse the 2-point conversion? Like, what angle do you have that's even close to the goal line?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing there to even keep it and say, okay, yes, that was definitely crossed this small blade of turf that happened to be white. Like, what are we talking about? Every angle that we saw wasn't close. So that was one problem. Second problem was the pass interference call that wasn't called on Mosley, that they reversed the call. That's my second problem. My third problem, and the biggest one, is how do you call a false start on that play? That is clear as day offsides, guys in the neutral zone.
Yep.
No one even really moved when it happened, and they still blew the whistle. But what are you calling there? And then there was a clear, blatant hold on the Pavia run for a touchdown, which, as a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and pull that up. I know Seth has one that I have pulled up right now, but I'm going to pull this one up and show you exactly what I saw here. It was
Talking about when Pavia got tackled on the sideline?
Yeah. Well, there's twofold to that one, actually. Yeah, so I've got a fifth one. So here we go. Let's just show this. Let me make sure I hit the right button. Here we go. So watch this guy on the left side right here. Right here. There's a tackle. He just tackles him. And then at the end, Texas is called for a hit above the shoulders. What? That's specifically what the play call was, or what the penalty was called on the field, was a hit above the shoulders. What kind of sensitive...
It's
That-
not on him.
That's what they
It's
called. They called on.
over here on the left. There's another situation going on that I think it's not Phil Simi, it was somebody else, and he walks up and shoves a player after the play, and apparently like the camera cuts away, and they said he put his hand around his throat.
Oh, well, that's fine too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't
sure,
see
it's above
that.
the shoulders. Don't care. But how do you call that? And then Pavia, this clown. Now, here was my problem with the Texas fans. And I said it immediately, and I saw the reaction from people that don't like Texas with the same reaction. Let's not chant overrated. Okay, we were preseason number 1, all right? That was my immediate reaction when we're chanting, and it was loud, chanting overrated during this, right after this happened. Now, I know they were directly talking to Pavia, but at the same time, like, that's not the chant you want to go with. Bye-bye Heisman. Hit the bus, like all different kinds of stuff you could have chanted there, but overrated was the one that we're gonna have to work on that. We'll have our own midnight yell. How about that? If A&M can have theirs, we'll have our own cheer thing before the games, and we can just come up with our specific chants for that. Actually, for A&M, we'll do that specifically. We'll have our own midnight yell on the podcast, and we'll just create our own chants that we're going to come up with, that we're going to chant, and we're going to get something rolling in DKR. How about that? All right. But yeah, that whole thing, wild to me. And then, like, to add number 6, I mean, Pavia, for that one that Phil Simi drug him into the sidelines, like,
Yeah. That cracked me up.
Pavia grabbed onto him. Like, there was an acting job all over the place there. Like, I mean,
And I'm pretty sure there was a block in the back before, like the tackle
Correct.
right before that was going after Pavia got blocked in the back.
correct. Like, it was just mind-boggling, to be honest. Like, I don't get it. But so I do have this other one. Seth, you want to talk about this one?
Oh, that's not for now yet.
Okay, we'll talk about it later then. All right, so the referees in that fourth quarter, just someone phoned something in. Vandy ends up covering. So if someone from Vegas called something in, like the SEC did everything they could to get their little Cinderella story for Vandy to come back and win. But I mean, they did everything they could and still couldn't make it happen. So overall, defensive wise, I didn't have a problem at the end, like giving up those plays in the middle. Like that was just doing nothing but burn the clock. And that's where my mindset was. They already were out of timeouts. Like I honestly was comfortable. As Jono, on the other hand, was just silent. He was loud the entire game, and that last drive, he was the most silent he has been in a very long time. So I had to talk him off the ledge. Jared was like, "Hey man, I got to just recover an onside kick."
Look, man, my problem is you get the Burke sack at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
You're sitting at 4th down and 19, and you can't make a stand there. That pisses me off.
Which I agree with
pissed me
that.
off because I was like, you have to make a stand here defensively. Like you put the nail in the coffin, dude. How many opportunities did the defense have to put the nail in the coffin in that game, and they couldn't? So that's why I was getting pissed off, because I was like, yeah, you're letting them out of the middle of the field, but this is college, man. The clock stops every single time, and they're only burning 3 or 4 seconds to get up to the line to run another play. So defense definitely pissed me off at the end of the game because of how much they gave up, because I just wanted that emphatic win,
Right.
Just that nail in the coffin. I didn't want it to have to be a ball bouncing a certain way, because the team deserved that win with how they played for 3 quarters of the game. They dominated for 3 quarters, and then we just lost traction there at the end, which was unfortunate. But a win's a win. You win by 1 point. That's all that matters.
Mark, hello, how are you? He said, have you talked already about or saw the Mississippi State guy, which I'm assuming would be Brandon Walker from Barstool Sports, talking about Texas? Are you talking about the fact that he said he called that Texas was going to win this game, and they're also still not very good? I got a whole problem with that show in general right now. So number one being Casey Smith. I don't know if you guys watch Unnecessary Roughness, but if she says "Go off, King" one more time, dude, that is nails on an absolute chalkboard. It's like, girl, I liked you last year, but this whole Casey Smith confident in her football team right now is the most annoying thing. Like, it's so bad. T-Bob, sorry, you didn't get your little victory that you wanted. You wanted Texas to lose again. Don't care. Sorry about you there. I do like you, though. But Casey is just unbearable to watch. Like it's almost a very, very hard watch. It was the one where he talked about Texas never making the playoffs. Yeah, don't worry, I have that one bookmarked. I have a lot of bookmarks right now, boys. The last 3 weeks, I've got bookmarks out the wazoo, and Texas makes playoffs. Those are coming out. I'm just letting you know right now. So yeah, got plenty in the queue, ready to go. But we're not going to worry about Brandon Walker. We're not going to worry about them. We've already dealt with him. They don't want to talk about Texas football. They just want to talk about how bad Texas is. That's all they want to talk about. So we're just going to continue to go one game at a time, win by 1 point, and we're going to move on. So that's my rant about unnecessary roughness right now. I still love it. I still love the show. I really do. But Casey is just she's avoiding the fact that if we go to Georgia and we win that football game, A&M is on high alert now for 3 losses in a season.
Yeah.
From Texas. Regular season, SEC, and playoff win is in play if we go through Georgia. I'm just saying it could be very exciting.
That would be insane.
Can you imagine they just go undefeated until they play Texas?
About last year with Georgia.
True.
Like, dude, how many times can we play them? Yeah.
Even beating them twice would be wild. That would ruin their season. Like they may actually have to disband as a university at that point if that happens. If you lose 3 times in the same season and getting as hype as you are, you do have to disband as an actual university. Like it would literally be UT Junior is what it would be. So, all right, back to the game. So, Pavia, he did okay. I mean, he did well when he needed to. Coughed up the football. He was sacked 6 times. The offensive line is something we haven't really talked about yet. They gave up 0 sacks. They gave up 1 tackle for a loss. The offensive line, Cole Hudson moving to the left guard. I think this is the best formula, and I've been watching on Texas football, everybody talking about that. Like, this is the best formula right now that we have. Texas is getting better, and even after the game, people are talking about why didn't we close the deal? Why didn't we do this? Well, number one, I'm okay with it because Sark, and he said it in the press conference, and I said it before I even watched it. I said he's got something to chew their ass for now. Like that's all he's using now for 2 weeks. Sark said it. What?
No, it's fine. It's
no. What's the face for?
At least he has something to chew their ass for. Like,
yeah, I mean, if we close it out,
if stating it like it's a positive,
no, it is a positive because now, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want our football team being that confident going into Georgia. You want them confident, but they got things to work on, and now they've got a blueprint, and so does Georgia now of the holes that were in the middle of the field. We've got something to work on. That's my point. But
right.
I had no problem with it, and so. End of the day, the offensive line looked very good. Now, the screen passes, I think, is what added a lot to that. Ball was coming out very quickly. But even on the run plays, like I was impressed with the way they were handling and being able to give Arch time when they needed to. Like, offense looked good for one game. The offensive line looked good. So that was my big takeaway on the offensive side of the ball. But if you look at Texas receiving, Wingo longest 75. Mosley, longest, 18 yards. Moore, longest, 29 yards. Wisner, longest, 17 yards. Indries, longest, 17 yards. Livingstone, longest, 11 yards. Niblett, longest, 14 yards. Or 13 yards. And then McCutcheon, longest, 14 yards. Like, there's a full recipe right there. And those are a lot of yards after catch. Like, we're starting to be able to allow these guys to be playmakers and be able to use their legs. I think there's a good formula here. Now, running game wise, had 100 rushing yards. Wisner sneaking in 75 yards there on 13 carries. C.J. Baxter 7 carries for 22 yards. But overall, I let him sling it, and that's what's happening. I only saw 1 bad pass from Arch. And that was that one to DeAndre Moore, I believe it was. It wasn't catchable for the defender, but it wasn't close. It was a little slant, and it wasn't close to him. So, I mean, I had no problems.
The very first second of the game, I had like a gut check when Arch threw that ball to Wingo. Like it looked like it was like Wingo was gonna miss it. He threw it out in front of him too much, and I was just like, same shit. And then all of a sudden he caught it. I was like, no way. And they broke it off, and like. Just that immediate gut check when that ball got thrown, I was like, yep, Wingo's not going to catch that. He's not going to adjust and get there. But glad to see that they did. The receiving core just seemed like they're operating so much better than the drops and everything that we've been having recently.
Yeah, I think the one of the unsung heroes of the offense as of recently that not a whole lot of people are talking about is Mosley, man. His impact on those screenplays. I know we kind of joked around about it. I can't remember what player said it, talked about how good of a blocker he is. It's the first
Yeah.
compliment he gave him. But that being said, dude, that dude out front on these screens was fun to watch for sure. He had his guy locked up the entire time until Wingo blew past or Moore blew past. So, and obviously he had a couple of good catches as well for a touchdown. But seeing Mosley come in and start to establish himself on that offense is super fun to see too.
Yeah, Trey Moore, man, he was just close to that interception. Just got to reel that in. And I do want to plug this new iPhone real quick, dude. We're in the corner, and I'm videoing the play on the other side of the field, and I have a video of one of the touchdown plays. Pavia throws the ball, and Moore's hands go up, and that ball goes right underneath his hands. I mean, he had another huge block almost right there, and it just went right underneath, like in between, as close as his hands could be together without touching the football, went right through it. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. But that new iPhone 17, I'm going to tell you right now, that thing is muy pronto going to be great video for that Georgia game. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, how did you find Zach on the other side of the stadium?
Yeah, dude. Well, because he sent that one picture, and we gauged where he was on the field, on what yard line he was on, and you could tell where he was. There's only like 5 rows, and then I found the lady with the hat. There was like a little weird, fancy hat she was wearing. And I was like, okay, he's on an aisle this side, gonna find him. And then I'm like, yep, there's Zach in his black jacket right up there.
iPhone all the way across.
iPhone 17 Pro, man, I'm telling you, it is yeah, it's there. Love it. Sponsor us. All right. Anything else? Let's talk real quick about the fact that Jono thinks we have Brendan Aubrey as a kicker. Like, Jono's like, kick the 55-yarder, kick the 60-yarder. It's like, bro, we don't have that. Now, he tried the 51.
Okay, hear me out. Going into half, they had that, I believe it was an offsides call or something along that line.
Yeah.
Moved it in. It would have been like a 58-yarder. Why not just try it right there?
Because we tried the 51-yarder, and he barely made it to where it would cross the cross post, but was wide right. So we already tried it at 51. I just didn't see it happening at 58.
Yeah, you can tell Sark for sure. There were some opportunities. I don't know if he was playing a safe trust in the defense or if he just didn't have faith in his leg. But there was a couple opportunities for 50 to 58-yard field goals that he passed up on.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the leg. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
So I'm thinking inside of 50. Like, you got to be 48 and then is going to be his wheelhouse. Like, 51, he had the distance, but it wasn't online, but it was as close as it could be. So I'm saying 48 is going to be like if it ain't 48 or inside of that, no, we're going to go ahead and go for it or punt it away. So I was okay with the punt. I did kind of want to go for it there, though, but the punt was okay. I'll take it. But Jono was all in on the field goal kicker. I mean, I'm telling you, he thought the Dallas Cowboys were out there, dude. Like, Aubrey makes it look so easy, and no, not
take the points, man. Take the points.
Oh yeah, it was 31-7 or 31-16, and I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I had 31-17. Let's just roll this out, and then they just kept scoring and kept scoring. I'm like, okay, well. There goes that. What else did you guys pick up from the game?
I mean, I'm still wanting to go back. I was scouring all over YouTube this morning to be able to watch the second half. But thank you, YouTube TV. I don't have access to anywhere to see the second half, but I don't know. It's just so refreshing to finally have an offense, man. Like, it just has not made any sense why Sark couldn't game plan something to be somewhat effective, and to actually see it come into fruition right now is such a relief. I mean, I don't feel like we restocked at the wide receiver position up to the standard that we've been at the last couple of years, but fine. Like, I still believe that these guys could do what they're doing right now. Like DeAndre Moore, why hasn't he been effective?
Correct.
And seeing it happen right now is I mean, it took a long time. I don't know why it took us this long to get it going. but it's such a relief on what our team can be. They're finally getting there. So that's my like highlight from the game. Like we have figured out an offense.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that's the line, improving. So we kept saying time and time again that just if you give Arch some time, there's no quarterback in the nation that's going to be able to put up good numbers with the amount of pressure that he was having and the amount that he was getting hit. So I think we've seen the last, 6 quarters or so of football that offensive line has really played the best they have all season. So giving him time, I think he's showing that he can make the throws if he does have the time. So that was for sure promising to see.
I'm going to bite my tongue and hold it for a segment later on. But I have a very good reason for the offensive side of the football right now. So we'll get there. Don't worry. Little tease. So stick with us. If you are joining, thank you for joining us. Make sure you go to laststandhats.com. Use promo code THEGUYS, all one word, for 20% off your purchase. Laststandhats.com. Go there now. All right, so that's pretty much the football game. Y'all have anything else you want to talk about before we get to our topics towards the end of the game? Or end of the podcast, rather. Okay.
I'm good.
So next we will get to Hungover Horn of the Week. Gentlemen, who is your hungover horn of the week? We'll go with Seth.
I'll need the video clip.
Okay, video clip coming up. Do you want to play it or do you want to talk about it before?
I mean, it's not really to put them on blast. I just could not get over how ridiculous this looks. So yeah, go ahead and play it. Highlighting the far side of the field,
okay.
Malik Muhammad and Ty Anthony Smith.
Yep, I figured that's where this was going to go. So right up here.
I mean, it just screams hungover.
Yep.
What is?
Yep.
I saw it in real time and rewound it 3 times. Dude, that is so embarrassing. What is going on there?
Here we go. Here we go.
Shout out.
Whoop. And then whoop. Yep. Okay. Got it.
Screams of a
Look at that. Look at that. We've got a full production here, boys. All right. Send clips in. We'll put it out. We'll do everything. Great hungover horn of the week. Jono, who you got?
Maybe not totally fair because I'm probably basing it off of one play, but it did ignite. It did ignite the comeback for Vanderbilt is Gilbo. Dude, Gilbo getting crossed up on the deep play. There was a couple balls that I just feel like he was not in the right place at the right time. He looked confused a couple of times in that fourth quarter, and I was getting frustrated with him. Overall, he did have a pretty good game. He also obviously had tackle for loss, and he made a lot of good open field tackles. But there was a couple of plays in the fourth quarter where I was like, dude, what are you doing back there right now? So I'll go Gilbo. He looked a little hungover.
Was he the DB that allowed that wide open touchdown
on
the sideline?
Yeah, literally 20 yards behind it, just pointing.
And then he's pointing. There's obviously blood. Yeah.
Now let's
he caught the ball and just softly there's such soft pressure that he just softly jogged the next 20 yards.
Now let's be fair here. He did stop. I don't care what the call on the field was. He stopped that 2-point conversion.
Yes.
He did do that the very next play. So let's just we're fair and balanced here.
Sure.
It was terrible coverage. Just watching, I was like, why is he pointing? What coverage are you doing right now where you're letting the one guy anywhere around you? There were 2 defenders for Texas right there in the corner. What coverage is that where you're just like, hey, by the way, someone else over there, go get him.
They just
it seemed like he was pointing to the safety to pick him up, but the safety was already on somebody.
Yeah, multiple guys bit underneath on the underneath route for sure. But yeah, I'm not saying his whole game was hungover worthy, but I'm going to give it for that play just strictly because I feel like without that play, Texas is able to close the game out a lot easier. I feel like that kind of helped Vandy believe, and then you felt the momentum switch after that play.
So my hungover is not a horn, actually. My hungover is not actually a Vanderbilt player either. My hungover are these clowns at ESPN and YouTube TV for not allowing game day, not allowing the Texas game, any SEC football games on ABC or ESPN all these greedy screwballs, and I'm putting the blame solely on ESPN/Disney because this is all they wanted to do. Hey, it's not on YouTube. They're going to bring it back next week. But what happened in the meantime? Everyone's trying to get the ESPN Plus app now and going to subscribe to that just so they can actually watch the football game that they wanted to. They're handcuffed. Hey, the only way you're going to be able to do this is if you go to our app and purchase what we got. Screw you, ESPN. Like, that's the most absurd thing. No, I'm not allowing it. I hope you're so hungover you can't wake up anymore. YouTube, you're not out of this either. Y'all got to come together and you got to get this taken care of because we're not going another. I can promise you, we're not going another weekend after this. It's the reason why I left DirecTV, which was a great thing for me because YouTube TV is fantastic. But at the same time, not having you pulled up the YouTube TV app and there's just like 3 football games you could watch. Yeah. It was the most absurd thing. So,
shout out to the bootleggers. I found some good streams yesterday.
Yes, same.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Dude, remember how excited TJ was when he got YouTube TV and learned about Quad View?
Dude, Quad View still.
Changed the game, dude.
I'm still just like, it's just incredible. So,
what have I been missing?
All right. Now, the exciting part. Horniest horn of the week. Gentlemen, Jono, I'll go with you first. Who is your horniest horn of the week?
I'm going to go Colin Simmons, man. I think he was just a game wrecker. I think he's coming into stride. I think he's been flexing these last 3 or 4 weeks now. And, game wrecker yesterday. So I'm going to go Colin Simmons.
Got it.
Nice.
Seth?
I'm going to go Sark / the whole offensive coaching staff.
Stealing my entire one. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm piggybacking, so go ahead. Go ahead, I'm piggybacking.
I mean, I could point to a single player, but it's all around changing their game plan, the coaches switching up the offensive line. They've finally found success. Give them their props because, I mean, I was hating on them earlier in the season. Like, what in the world are they doing? How have they not prepared for this? They've gotten it right. Props to them. Horniest horn of the week.
2 weeks ago, these clowns in the media are asking, hey, Sark, you can give up play calling? Hey, Sark, you can give up play calling? Sark says confidently, no, this is why I was hired. And this is why he was hired. I'm pretty sure it's, 74 points since that question was asked that Sark has scored in 2 games? So go screw yourself. Sark is the guy. They made some adjustments. They're here to stay. We're going to find out in Georgia really what we got. But Sark came right back around. He took that in the mouth and made a lot of changes. And good for him. I agree with you. 100% Sark for sure. And the coaching staff, horniest horn of the game. Now I'm going to change it. Now I got to change it. I'm going Ethan Burke.
We should give him a plaque.
I'm going Ethan Burke. Man with a huge sack in the end zone, or right at the end zone. He played really well, in my opinion. Like it's just he was one of those guys at the beginning of the season that was just like, where is he? Like Ethan Burke. Like we were asking the question, like, is he actually on the field? Because he just wasn't making any plays. He has come out of his shell again this year and is really stepping up. So Ethan Burke would be my horniest horn of the week. All right.
Like it.
Those are good ones, boys. Those are good ones. All right, let's get to speaking of not good ones. That would be our picks from last week. Yikes! We all picked 5 games, and so that would be 15 games we picked, and combined we got a total of 4 wins out of that. I went 1-4 with Memphis being the one that I got correct. I had Miami 10.5 over SMU, USC minus 6.5 over Nebraska, Houston minus 15.5 over West Virginia, and I had Cincinnati plus 7.5 over Utah. All those are losers. Seth with his one winner, Liberty minus 3.5.
That's the one that I picked on the fly too.
That's exactly. So Liberty minus 3.5 versus Delaware. That was the one. Then you had Tulane. Tulane lost. There was a lot of big losses in the non-power core 4, power 4, whatever you want to call it. Syracuse minus 1.5, loser. South Carolina plus 14.5 against Ole Miss, loser. They lost by 16, I believe it was. Georgia Tech minus 6.5. They got beat by North Carolina State. By the way, I don't know if y'all heard this. Wake Up Barstool, there is now a curse. If you were playing that week and you're a coach that goes on that, you lose that week. So happened to Kenny Dillingham. It happened to the Georgia Tech coach this week. Also, we'll see if that
carry over.
So what they said is the bye week does not count because they've had somebody on the bye week. But please let that be false for this week because Elko was on there this weekend, or this past week. So let's let that curse just kind of milk on over there for next week. Jono with the huge win, climbing right up the ranks right now with 2 wins. Mississippi State over Arkansas, big win for them. Getting their heart cut out the week before, and then coming in and coming back in the fourth quarter for the win against Arkansas. Big win there, and now they'll be able to take on Georgia, I believe it is, next week. You had that. You had UNT -6.5 over Navy. You don't love America, but you love UNT, so that works for you. Your losers were Georgia -7.5. Dude, they struggled against Florida. That was close.
He nailed it on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Would have covered on that one.
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
It would have, but at the same time, like that game shouldn't have ever been close. Like, oh, Texas, why did they lose to Florida? I don't know. Because they're still a good football team. Like, I don't know, maybe.
Dude, did y'all see that ball at the end of the game that he underthrew? Would have been a touchdown.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
And
wide open.
That might have been a catch. I don't think it touched the ground.
Yeah. My internet went out right as the review happened, so
I don't think it touched the ground. I don't think it touched the ground. Another SEC ref.
Dude, look, I was looking last night. Kentucky went on the road and beat Auburn. Mississippi State went on the road and beat Arkansas. Oklahoma went on the road and beat Tennessee. These are some of our recent opponents. All I'm saying is, man, that's all I'm saying. Just look. And then Florida in there in it late in the game. Should have won that game, honestly. They really choked it away. So, I don't know, man. It's making me feel a little bit more confident week by week.
The AP poll is going to be interesting coming out because you had, 8, 9, and 10 lose. You had Vandy loss. You had Georgia Tech lose. And you had Miami lose. So, Texas, what are your guesses on Texas rank? It'll probably come out here in like 30 minutes. But I would guess probably 13, 14 is where I would put Texas right now.
Yeah.
Over Oklahoma. Over Oklahoma. It's so stupid that Oklahoma is over us right now.
Yeah, after the win, I mean, even before all the rest of the games, I was guessing us to jump up to around 14. So, is it usually 1 o'clock when it comes out?
Yeah, right. It could be now. Typically, it's between now and 1 o'clock. Also, the first college football playoff poll comes out Tuesday night. So
nice.
The real one that matters will be coming out then. So a lot of people are going to be mad when Texas is high ranked in that one. I'm calling it. I'm calling it now. Is it out already?
I didn't realize there were this many. No, I was searching for it, but I didn't
there were a lot of
how
losses.
Many of the top 25 lost. It was number 8, number 9, 10, 14, 17, 22 all lost.
Yep, there are a lot of losses. So big for us. Big week for us. Going into the bye week. We will not be live next week. We will take a break, our last break, before we go to Georgia, before we come back home for Arkansas, before we beat Texas A&M, and then go to the SEC Championship and playoffs. We got a long road ahead of us, boys. Long road ahead of us. Don't let the haters say anything otherwise, Keep on hating. I got on TikTok Live, and there were more clowns in there. It's like, all right, keep showing up. We had a guy talking trash about Georgia's going to kill y'all. I said, who do you root for? He said, Tennessee. Well, maybe you should have been worried about your own team there, bud. Okay. The haters are still coming in. Don't care. Win by 1 point, boys, and let's move on to the next. That's all it takes.
Right.
Score predictions. I had 31-17. It was not that. I don't think anyone else was close to that. I thought 27-20 for Jono. Is that correct?
Yeah, 27-20.
And I don't remember what Seth's was.
I changed mine to 37-28 whenever we had talked last.
Got it. Okay. So you were closest this week. Good week, boys. Great week.
Yeah.
What a fun win. Finally able to be in DKR again. Talk a little trash to the haters. Got to watch a weird concert of the Beach Boys. Let's not do that again. Let's keep up with the times here. I don't know who did that, but someone was like, I want to see them in concert one last time. Let's just book them. Like let's stay away from that. Let's
Del
keep the hype.
Conte's favorite band.
Exactly. Let's keep the if it's Del Conte's favorite band, fine. I'll allow that. But otherwise, no, I need some more hype for that Arkansas game when we come back and get another win from Georgia. So I'm excited to see. We were talking about it. I don't know if College Game Day is going to be there. I doubt it because they've already been to Georgia once. They've been kind of doing off the wall stuff. But listening to Barstool Sports, I don't.
Depending where our rankings go, it might be.
Yeah. I'm wondering who comes for the Texas A&M. I think Game Day will save it for Texas A&M. I think they do save it for that, in my opinion. That's going to be if Texas wins out, that's a have to. Like there is not another place. Now, the other problem with that is it's on a Friday, so I don't know how that works on the last week. But I think I want to say they do it on a Friday. Maybe not. Who knows? But we'll see. Well, that's a long road ahead. We still got the bye week coming up. And then the boys and I will be in Georgia. I cannot wait. Make sure you're following us on socials, TikTok specifically. We are going to go live a lot on there. We'll be there.
Nervous about this Frontier Airlines flight.
I know. Listen, there's no one more nervous than me. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you had one flight cancel on you, there's nobody more nervous. But I'm going to tell you, there's nothing going to stop us from going to Georgia. We're going to go into that house. We're going to be loud, and we're going to bring back yet another win. Nothing's stopping us, boys. Don't you worry. I'll make sure we get there. It will be a promise. Until then, you guys got anything else? Actually, I do. Make sure you go to laststandhats.com. Use promo code TheGuys for 20% off. Go get your hats now before the Georgia game. Also, go to guysoftexas.com if you haven't done so already. All of our socials are on there. Make sure to go click the links. Follow us on there. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you like this video. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. We greatly appreciate you guys joining us every week. It does mean a lot. You guys got anything else now?
I'm good, man.
Jordan's lost his status as Noti Gang. He missed the pod.
No more Noti Gang. Someone's getting nervous. We're gonna go play some disc golf, boys. Oh wait, you guys are true. Here we got it too. Matt said, "Oh hey, it's Matt.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? This is the guy that we met in the stands. You guys are true pros and having a voice left after yesterday's game. Hook 'em, baby. Hey, man." This is all I got left, but we're going to Georgia. We're going to save up. We got 1 week off to save up for it. Don't worry. We're going to go yell for everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you. It was a pleasure to meet you. We'll see you back in Arkansas, or to take on Arkansas when we bring back the dub for Georgia. So until then, everybody, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you around. Hook 'em horns, baby.
Hook 'em.